Please. You would enjoy it? No, I didn't. I might find something nice to eat. Might be sad. Those are terrible. You didn't know me as anything else. You used to call me. Tom the Tank.
Du wouldn't see a photograph, huh? Yeah, what you say? What? You're all right.
I'm sure if you phone them now.
I got everything.
You did?
If somebody suggested I find the paper and sell it, you know, whatever.
Charge duty on it.
I don't think you would pay.
There would not. That's fine.
Only if you bought something.
Yeah.
It's a service, really, isn't it?
Yes.
Can you get it?
Yeah. He'll mail it to me.
You'll mail it to me?
Yeah, he says he's got it going again.
This Mrs. Your name for the
Betty.
address?
Betty?
Very B-double-R.
No, Betty.
Okay, sorry.
Rain-on. R-A-I-N-A-R-D.
Richmond with an E?
No, Richmond.
Oh, Richmond, sorry. Going deaf on my way.
Richmond.
There's nothing wrong with my accent.
R-G-I-O-V.
Now, should you have any... And the zip code is 23227. Should you have any queries, you can bring me any other.
Right.
Mrs. Davies. It adds up.
If you have any questions that Mary is going to be
Well, she already-
All paid on here.
Good.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Dinghy from Easy Rider going out. What is the name of your vessel now, Ian? Ian? What's the name of your boat? We're going out to the Troubadour. I see, on the left. Right, the one with the blue hull. We'll be there momentarily.
a nice day for it.
Beautiful. There's the Star Stream and the Carry. And there's the Troubadour coming. There's the Troubadour. We're coasting in.
That's right. Yes, you might find a good 2 hours. That's right. Yes. Yes. All right.
All these sailors out here sailing in the river. And shortly we will be going out in the Solent. You got shipped ashore.
Oh yes. And decker navigation as well.
That's terrific, really.
It's this one.
Stove and a tea kettle. We just put the dinghy on the other side. I mean, that's a classic.
Just take a turn down there. Excuse me.
What a scene. This is preparing for the weather we're going to have this afternoon.
The forecast said
Or this evening?
4 this afternoon, 5 by this evening, and then increasing up to 6 or 7 overnight.
Uh-huh.
Now what we do here, when we're ready to go, I'll ask you to take that line in the centre there,
Right.
and just untie it and be ready to slip. Pull it straight through. You see,
I
it's
see
only
that.
looped around that handle,
Roger.
that grab handle. This one's just looped around here. And what I should do is pull in on this one so that the stern comes in that way and the bow swings out.
Right.
And the motor will take us out past that pile.
Right.
That's the drill.
I got you. I'm ready.
Theoretically. Well, we got half an hour before the bridge opens.
So we should stand by then.
Oh yes, we got plenty of time. Are you going out, Peter?
Yes. You?
Yes, we thought we'd go out at 12 o'clock.
We're going out at 12 and then we thought we'd be back to come to 4.
Yes, we'll see. Either 2 or 4. See what it's like.
Well,
It's freshening this afternoon, isn't it?
forecast is for it to freshen later, isn't it?
Yes.
I think we were supposed to be going away for the weekend, but
Yes. Were you going down to Poole with the yacht
well,
club?
originally we were going to Poole, then the yacht club cancelled that,
That's right. Yes.
and they're now going to Portsmouth.
Yes. Well, Freddie is.
Yeah.
I don't know how many others are. Sue tried. Was
Sue
still.
tried going with him.
Oh, is she? She told me she didn't particularly want to go all that way, and they'd probably go to Bewley.
Well, she's not going with, she told me she was going with Freddie on his
Oh,
boat.
on his boat. I see. Yes.
The kids having a ball with their scows.
Fine. That actually
Makes a lot of difference. Yes.
Even more of a problem.
Yes. It must do.
But still, what I'm going to be, so leaving
We've got about a half an hour before the bridge opens, so we're standing by.
we'll do the same thing. Now they just leave them there, so that when we come back,
There's a lot going on.
Oh my gosh, yes,
All these optimists.
oh yes. Aren't they? They're marvelous.
we're going to take it
Particularly on shelf water like this.
That's like a sea-going canoe.
West White Sound.
West Right.
Most of them were built in the 1920s.
And they're still sailing, aren't they?
Oh yes. Yeah.
Well, this young man, he's in one of the little things like like Betty's, you know, and she bombs around in, yeah, one of those lateen sails, you know. And I haven't seen anyone go over this morning, but some of them get pretty close to it.
Oh, you've been to the same sailing school as I have.
Here he's got his Royal Soylent yacht up, flying at mast, full mast, so he can see himself in action. Is that the heist is thing?
Oh, that's a self-steering gear.
Oh, is that what that
Yeah,
is?
it's an old one. You don't often see them these days. It's one of the first that came out.
I saw something rather interesting in town in the, this was at the hardware store today. One of these non-tipping cup holders. You see them? They operate on a swivel. From his ship, which he could see from his window. Another view of his home, like the scows, which we've done very well indeed.
So we just have to potter about now, Rick, until
Till we see
until the
them?
bridge opens. It's 5 to 12 now, so we just timed it nicely.
And where are we going to...
The bridge you see down there.
Right?
So what we should, I shan't bother to tie up to anything. It's not necessary. We'll just quietly potter about
Right.
and try and time it so that we're pointing in the right direction.
Right. We're going to pick them up the other side of the bridge, aren't
That's
we?
right,
Right.
yes.
That works out.
Yes, on the harbour wall.
Right. And I guess Peter's doing the same thing, huh?
Well, I don't think he's picking anybody up. Well, I don't know. He might be, but he may just be going off the tour. So shortly we shall see the operator come onto the bridge. That may be him now. See him walking along the road there?
Oh, yes. Uh-huh. Put that on my Zoom.
I can't see too clearly, but
Somebody
we'll
walking
soon
up
see
there.
if he stops, yes.
He stopped.
Yeah. If you're looking for likes of us, see whether you have to open it. You see, they don't open it automatically. Only if there's somebody waiting to go through. And sea traffic has priority over road, so even if there's only one boat,
They'll
he's
open.
obliged to open it. Now he's really obliged to open it on demand, any hour of the day or night. Of course, they're not always there at night time. To try to limit the amount of disruption.
I see. Well, he's continuing on forward
Yeah,
now.
well, he's got to run around a bit to from one control box to another.
I see.
Cut down the amount of work for themselves. So they open at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and 10 o'clock in the morning. Then not again until 12. Then again at 2 and 4, 5:30, 7:30 is it? No, 8 o'clock. 5:30, 5:30, 6:38. I think.
Oh, fun. There may be others coming this way, huh?
Yes, so they have priority over us. Now you'll see under the bridge, see where he's standing now, just to the right of him, there are a pair of traffic lights,
Oh, yes.
a red and a green.
Aha.
And when he's got control of the bridge, you'll see a red light come on. And then we have to hang about until it turns green, of course. And if there's anybody coming up, they get a green before we do.
I see.
red on now, you see?
Oh, yes. You see the red. Now, when we get the green, we go.
That's it.
Of course, we're not going to go till the somebody.
So the bridge is open, that's right. Well, the traffic's still going across it
Right.
at the moment.
Right. But he's saying, wait to us.
That's it, yes. But he's also saying, I see you.
Aha.
And the next thing that'll happen is the barriers that come down at either end to stop the cars.
This is a...
And then he'll shut the gates to stop the pedestrians. And then he'll swing the bridge.
There's
Barriers are down for the...
what a beautiful sunny day.
Now, is he going to open it now?
He has a green apron on and he's walking back.
Yes, he's just shutting the gate against pedestrians there, look.
Oh, yes.
It looks as though there might be somebody waiting to come up.
Yeah, now he's walking forward. There he is. Striding, I should say. That young fella's all over the place with that yellow sail, isn't he?
Yes.
Gosh, I guess they're going home now, aren't they?
Yes, I don't know.
Here, you're on collision course with this vessel here. With this harbor patrol coming up here, this blue one.
No, it's just a Tupperware.
A Tupperware.
Yeah. Bridge is swinging. I just hope we're first through. Without anybody coming the other way.
Yes, it's swinging. There it goes. I think we are.
Can't see anybody.
Nothing coming the other way. It's swinging. It's right in our face now. Green. Now he's the one that made. Well, I guess maybe it hits the switch.
We have a green.
Yeah, we're ready.
We're off.
Good. Well,
Well, we timed that well.
didn't we? Hey, you did it. That's right away.
Yeah.
Sail.
Well, he's racing too, I think.
Right. Speed limit or not. There he is. Man on the bridge.
Yes, it is. Otherwise, we wouldn't have come.
No.
Yeah. No, it's okay. We'll be back either at 2 or 4. Depends on the weather. Thank you.
You just want to make sure it was working.
Yes.
Well, that was beautiful timing.
Well, I suppose you get to know the operation after a bit. Now, let's see if we can find the 2 girls.
I see the white berries in.
Yes.
A lot of Japanese engines out here.
Yes.
Honda, Yamahas,
I think
Kawasaki's.
they have the market.
You know it. A shadow for flying.
So we're going to go down through and come back up the other way. So we're into the wind.
Ah.
As the man said, not a lot of boats in. Harbour's almost empty on.
So that means if they're not in, they're out, right?
No, they're back in their home ports, I should think.
Oh,
The
are
weather's
they?
so unsettled, yeah.
Oh.
Now then, Rick, what I need is that bow line. I'm going to come port side to the wall over there, facing that way.
All right.
All right.
The stars shine. Toward in front of the crane. On Mary's instructions.
Stay here, Mark. So if you guys have a quick look at the lifeboat, I think there's some time to do that.
We can do it. Okay, let's do it. Three of the thing, they're both the White Harbor, or the White Huntress, the Sally Port, another nautical term.
Rick,
What?
see this little tubby kid here in the yellow jacket?
Yeah.
He's got a hat on that says, "I'm too sexy for this hat."
That's wild.
Uh-huh.
Maybe I should get a picture of it. We were going to go aboard, but they had
Okay, we might as well go.
headed out. All right. It's almost been a drop. It made it. That's the yacht club pennant.
Drinking water I could do with.
Vanna, I don't know how to pronounce that. VANAMHAIGHSTIR. Maybe it's a banana boat. What a lovely scene. This is a beautiful day, really.
You ready, Rick?
I'm ready when you are.
Well, you come aboard then.
Come aboard, right.
Yep.
Oh, knots in the end. Right. Yeah, as well. It was nice we were able to get out today. The breeze is freezing. Got that little thingy behind it. There are little ports on the sides of the water that comes on board will float off. I like that name there. Banana Haster, or whatever it is. There are 3 fishing vessels. They don't miss anyone. It's like a parking lot attendant. But we live here, so he doesn't bother us.
Outside of the channel. You see it?
Exploring the bumpers. And here we're looking at the shore as we go out to sea. Out into the solar. Passing the White Ferry. This is that long pier coming out from town. People have to walk on it. Down. I think you're part of the garment. looks like a sightseeing. That's probably separator. River, Solon, one of the bow. Like we make our way. See from the horizon. All kinds of vessels out today. What's this to music?
I don't tell you about the little boy on the key.
I heard the bit about he had a fat stomach, and I missed the crunch
He was
line.
wearing a hat that said, "I'm too sexy for this hat." I mean, it's about 8 or 9 years old. It's really neat.
Come on up.
I'm waiting to put your camera away.
You don't have to, because I'm going to keep it.
Okay.
Now, there we go. There she is. Don't bump your head. Oh, she made it. Boy, what an athlete. Shipboard athlete.
We'll probably plug back on the motor and it'll be dead into the wind.
Yeah.
And it'll be fresh. So
And wet.
and wet because there should be wind against tide.
Well, I've got a wet top.
And there's Christopher Columbus up there. Oh, this is a classic here.
Was I remembering
yes.
to hold my stomach in, I asked myself.
Yes. Now we don't want any mutiny.
Get good shots. You know?
Yeah.
Boy, he's laying that sucker right over, isn't he?
She's far too big. I need it in a bit more in a little more. Okay. Now having a job to keep the heading.
Wind is moving us right along,
Bounces about.
and we don't even have the mainsail up. This is all we need today. Of course, there is out here.
I'm not even going on the foredeck expedition like that again. Without a lifeline. It's deck is dangerous. These ones coming under the
Now, will he slow down when he gets level with us?
Oh,
No, he won't make a lot of wash. Well, it's raining, you see. It wouldn't be too bad.
Which side is he on, Ben?
There's no side.
It's
Port
about to
side?
pass you here. And
Oh,
I mean, he's up on the step, Rick, and he's going.
well, he's not coming this way. Oh, there he is. Yeah, he's moving.
oh, it's a princess. It's the modern version of Easy Rider.
You know him.
No.
Possibly headed for
Steering's
France.
getting more difficult.
Yeah.
We're getting more of a following sea.
Yes, we are. I was looking at it just now.
Yeah, it's getting a little rougher, isn't it? We just got a single sail up. That's all we need.
That's right.
Mary's sitting there enjoying the libation. There's Betty having a
Another good
libation.
word I heard you say.
You're enjoying a libation. There.
See that one there?
What's behind it? You're doing?
Yes.
Fish. What's it like over
We're going ashore. We're heading back to port.
There's something wet around underneath
After a
me. It
very
was your drink,
enjoyable
Rick.
afternoon. Just came from
You see the other one?
Yes.
enjoying my I imagine.
It's got a little computer inside it, so great.
If you stand up, you can see where the picture
Oh, of
is.
course.
I don't think it's better. Straight ahead,
So now we're heading for the end of the
see a
pier.
white
Government
house
pier.
beyond the harbour with a brown roof and turrets, round pointed roof.
Yeah.
And that's where they live. We'll walk up there with the tomorrow.
The tide's carrying us down. Hell of a rate. Really are getting.
Way out.
Still out there.
Yes.
I think it's a good idea.
Taking over manually as we get closer to port. You coming down, Bet?
Okay?
Are you coming down?
No.
And yours truly, the Captain Jammer Kid. Very good.
I think you have to move from there, Betty. I think that. I can't. What about the scope of the tiller? Right.
Back in the port.
I'm trying to find an alleyway where there isn't somebody sitting waiting. What a spot.
Want the other one?
Oh, a mix there.
Rick.
Hello.
The brown stuff on the top there. The Purino?
It's the name of the radar equipment. That's a radar scanner made by a Japanese firm called whatever it is.
Yeah.
Is Nick there? 2 o'clock. Thank you.
2 o'clock we go through.
Yeah.
Right?
That's the next time they're officially open.
Right.
But it
Well,
makes,
we got a half an hour.
make sure he knows, you see, and make sure that they're waiting for us. Right. Yes, all right, Mary. Let's have a wander around the pontoon and see what scope there is for coming up alongside somebody.
Okay. Lifeboat's back in the harbor again, having been out on an emergency.
They're all coming in for the weekend.
And they're all looking her over. They're trying to raise some funds. These fellas are all volunteer.
Coming round, Nick, Rick. So you don't topple over.
Right?
Hang on, bye.
Oh, fine. Over that's
Back in
Yes.
We're trying to find someplace to tie up.
Yes, we'll go on to the visitors' pontoon over the other side there. Just hang on to somebody for half an hour.
We have a half an hour prior to the gate open. The bridge. There's the spear made.
Yes, very high tide, Mary.
Yeah.
highest of the year. Yes, I am. 6 to 7.
That do midi, but see that one?
That's long. Midday wind, Rick.
Right. Event is a wind opening.
No, it's
It's midday wind. There you go. That's all right. You can hide if you want to. This guy stole that vessel, but we're on to him.
All right. So what are you going to run us down? Lady, could you come this side, please?
Don't have a reverse, huh?
Sorry, Mary, made a mess of that. The wind caught us.
You got a stern, mate.
Yes, only a short one though.
Have a turn.
We're all right here.
Temporary berth here until the bridge opens. Then we're going on. There's Stromsey of May from the very north of Scotland. We've got about a minute and a half before the bridge opens.
Yes, but we don't know necessarily dead on time. Right, Rick, hold.
Right, okay. Harbor master down I like that redundant hero.
Rick,
Hello.
I'll try and show you delight this time.
All right, let's see if you can point it out to me now.
This little tiny white yacht dead ahead of us.
Yeah.
She's the mast immediately behind their mast.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The blue one.
Yeah, uh-huh. It's just to the left of it.
To the right of it. The right, this side of it.
To the right of it.
Yeah. White hull.
Oh, yes, I've got it.
Okay.
Yes, indeed.
And then the lovely house in the background behind it,
Yeah.
with the white and the brown tiles,
Uh-huh.
is where Miles's home is. His parents, his father lives there, the Peckhams.
Oh, I see.
The little delight is the little white boat.
That's the one you went all the way to,
Brixton and Dartmouth.
right. I wish I could get a copy of that story. Maybe I can make a video copy of it.
Well, I don't think you need to. I think I have a photocopy somewhere.
Oh, that'd be great.
I was just saying to Betty, this one called Redundant Hero, just here.
I like that, don't
It's
you?
an old lifeboat, now used by a local man.
Church. Wow, it's beautiful. I should make a snapshot of that.
Yeah, see, go on top of the post.
Oh, where?
Just
I got
here.
number
This
9.
number 9,
Number
just
9?
here.
Yeah.
Just here.
There he
Just
is.
like-
One seagull. The harbor taxi.
Yes.
On this side of the bridge are visitors. Is that true, Mary? We're away. Where do you think he came from? Italy? He has a visitor sign up there, but yeah, he's coming. He's got the red light on.
Yeah, well, that's right. There's three of us to go through. We've got plenty of time.
Yeah.
We're going around one more time rather than tying up.
Yes, yeah, I didn't see one nearly that size there.
It's nice that we're coming through early because we're not going to have to wait on a dozen other boats going through.
Rick, I can see my little scow. You know that I raced my sailing dinghy? It's called Chapper.
Well, these folks are going through too, apparently. Right. Well, the only ones that are going through are those who are residents, right? The visitors all anchor out here, or tie up out here, right? I'm Jessica Catherine. Back around the redundant hero again. This was an old lifeguard, or lifeboat, whatever, like service boat that's been acquired by a local chap who
Honey fishing most of the way, I guess.
oh man. Well, boats are good. Here's a fellow taking my picture. How about that? Yes, indeed.
Why don't you stop right in the middle of the bridge?
It's opening now. It's a nice sized vessel.
Thank you.
There he is.
It's like Piccadilly Circus today, isn't it? Yeah.
Ian, there's one coming through.
Thank you. I see him.
We were talking about you being zonked. You were gone.
Where did you put in your hand and arm? Has gone to sleep. Oh, I've got a pattern on the wrist.
Man overboard, could you take control? I got to survive a shipwreck. Old Harry.
But anyway, we stayed on board. The boys actually got put down in the boy.
Please, Mary.
Sorry.
You can do whatever you will. Did you call me?
Decker. Well, that's switched on now. Oh, it's showing us the date, the 29th 29th of August, and it's 15:58. That's the time.
At the time. Right.
Yeah, now then. Latitude and longitude. That gives our position, you see.
Great.
Yeah. Now the way
already programmed in.
Yeah. Yes, I'd already done that. Now the way that works is that all around Britain there are effectively radio stations, especially for this, giving out signals, and they're dotted around the coastline, so that in any place you're getting signals from at least 2 stations. And sometimes 3. That's right, and it automatically calculates the vectors from those stations and gives you a location. Now the next thing you can do is to feed in a sail plan, and you feed in a number of what they call waypoints. Now I've got a list. Where have I got it? Here they are. This is a child's guide for it, Operation Made Easy. And there are waypoints. Oh, where did I put them? Must be in the logbook. Location with their latitude and longitude. See, so if we were going over from here to Poole, I could feed in. We've got our own location in. I can feed in Christchurch.
Right.
I can feed in Poole Harbour.
Right.
And if we're going on to Weymouth, I feed that in next. You see, and so on down to the west. Whole series of waypoints. You actually feed them in. Here, feed the latitude and longitude, and give them a number. Like Christchurch could be waypoint number 1,
right.
Poole Harbour waypoint number 2, and that would give you what they call here the sail plan. Right. There's no sail plan in there at the moment, you see. Let me turn that bloody thing off. Right? There's no sail plan. It keeps
you put in your sail plan. How do you work the distance? Well, then you.
No, the machine does that.
They'll do your ETA for you.
They'll do, yes. The first thing they'll do is course and speed.
All right.
That.
You've got to
course and speed. Course and speed.
Where do you get now? Are you going to be determining the speed and course from the boat, or do you pump that in?
No, the navigator does it.
All right.
From its, it's not satellite, but it's something similar. So what we do, you see, if Christchurch was waypoint number 1,
right.
We're going out through the Needles. If I came down and punched the right buttons here, it would tell me what course I would need to set to get to waypoint number 1 over at Christchurch, the other side of the bay.
Which face you pick that up? I mean,
it would come up on here.
Oh, I see.
When I press course and speed, you see, course is nil because there's nothing fed in, and it would give me my speed, and then I could also work ETA, and that would tell me what our estimated time of arrival was at the other place. So it not only it turns out
monitored by satellite.
Yeah. Well, it's not exactly satellite. It's these chain of special radio stations around the coast.
Right. They even
during the period of time that is
they're using your coordinates.
That's right.
From your antenna.
That's it. Yes.
And they're
that's
feeding
it.
back you.
Yeah.
They're even determining your speed.
That's right. Yes.
And all you have to do is hold on course that they give you.
That's right. Yes.
To reach your destination.
Reach your destination.
Right.
And if you're drifting off course, the course will change. You see. So if you're being carried off by currents or tide, you get a correction on these.
So you get the correction on here, and you want
no, it just gives you a different course. You see. I mean, if you've been going course 120. For instance, and you see it's going up to 123, 125, that means you've been carried off the original course and you've now got to point a bit higher to make the same destination.
So you make that correction yourself.
On the tiller, that's right.
On the tiller.
That's it, yes, yeah. So
even though you're out of sight of land, you
know where you are, that's right, and how far you have to get, which way to point to get to where you want to get, provided you fed in the right information, you see.
And you can even get your ETA on there.
Yes, you can, assuming that you carry on sailing at the same speed as you've been sailing over the last. I think it averages it over the last 30 minutes.
Right.
And provided you keep up that average speed, that gives you the ETA. Obviously, if the wind drops and your speed falls, it makes a difference.
That's a nice piece of equipment.
It's very handy. The only, I mean, I was brought up on the old-fashioned method using a chart,
Oh yeah.
and so on, which I would still do, because the trouble with this is that it's fine until
You have to be able to check against it though.
Oh yes,
Garbage in, garbage out.
That's right. I would just use it as a check. That's right. Yes, I would just use it as a check, because all sorts of things could happen. This, if your electricity fails for any reason, or for instance, if your aerial gets knocked off by somebody being clumsy, or even coming down here, this can be dislodged.
Right.
You see, and that comes off, and you've lost it.
Right.
So
You do celestial navigation too? I mean, you have a sextant?
no, I haven't. I've done it in the past,
Oh,
but
really? You can do radio
Yes.
navigation.
yeah. I mean, I don't say I could do it now with a sextant because it's so long since I've done it. I'd have to have a refresher on it.
Right.
But it's a handy instrument. This,
Definitely.
yeah,
It's nice to have something to check against.
yes, it is a sort of backup.
It means being disoriented in space and time. I'll put it that
Oh
way.
yes, yeah, yes.
And people don't realize what a
Well,
frightful feeling that is to be out.
oh
at
yeah, and
sea.
lost, and lost.
Because,
Not
you know,
doing-
we're looking at a situation that might be untoward.
Yes.
A sudden fog that
Oh,
closes
yeah,
in
fog.
on you, and you have to switch from
Yes.
normal.
Well,
Pilot
people on the
you're in
lifeboat
trouble.
were telling me about a chap they went out to a little while ago. They asked him, he was in a motor cruiser, what is your position? He said, I don't know. They said, what do you mean you don't know?
I expect us to come and get
He
you.
said, yeah, he said, well, I've got no electrics. And he was relying on something like this, you see, and his electrics had packed up and he couldn't tell him where he was.
Right. So they did find him though.
Oh, yes, they got him. Yeah.
That's great.
Rusted Allison?
Yes.
Yes, I know that.
Sounds good.
After that adverts with, what's her name? Sharon Moore.
He's got a thing about Sharon.
Oh, she
Who's Sharon Moore?
When you see it in your country, but here they both have English accents.
Yeah, same two guys. I mean,
They
same
do.
gal and gal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. Well, it's that series.
But they proceeded to another point, I thought.
They
the
have.
other day.
They've got a new one out.
Well,
now.
here, I mean, we're on about the 6th instalment.
She came to him late one evening, and he already had a lady friend there.
Well, she actually rang up and said, was he in? And he said yes. And when she rings the bell, when he goes to the door when the bell rings, it's another girlfriend who's just dropped by and has thrown her arms around and kissed her as the other one walks in behind. She slams out. So I haven't seen the sequel to that.
The latest one is that he's catching her outside her office and saying, "Look, I'm sorry about last night." She says, "Oh, think nothing of it." Gets into her car and drives off.
That's right.
Have you seen it? Yeah.
I saw it the other day.
And then she's taken out to dinner by a business colleague. And as they're leaving the office, her secretary comes up and says, "He's rung again. That's 5 times." And the fella says, "Trouble?" "Oh no," she says, "just an old friend."
And above we have the RAF.
I think we were so cheap.
We're at anchor now.
In the distance, you could see the Troubadour anchored out, and a dark shape alongside the land, closing ship. And I said to him, "That's a couple. Is that a?"
At our lunch,
And then I said, "It can't be."
at our coffee.
Well, Ian came down with us. You need to stand here.
That's
first
right.
before I get
Yes.
over the- Yeah.
That's the idea. Yeah, then go on to the second
Get
one.
down to the second one. The second one.
That's the idea.
Got it. Wonderful. Are you in? He's in. Lauren is good to see you.
Right, Rick, if you can start passing the stuff down.
All right. Here's Larry.
But then that half hour in the middle was one that came in the middle of the Don Giovanni, you know, that they did for the Queen, the Royal Opera House. And it showed them from when they were tiny girls on a speech that I don't remember Princess Elizabeth making when I would be 9 or 10. Betty remembers it, and Joan remembers it. You know, on the radio show.
Yeah.
A lot of things like that, right up to the coronation, wasn't it, Betty? So I've got it on tape to keep as well, because again, you know, it's something that maybe you find interesting in the future. Like you had the truth in the parallel.
The background. It's funny, doesn't it? So watch what's happening.
Right.
The castle apron.
There's a BBC One. This is all taking place in Edinburgh.
Like 18 boats put together full. Most they've ever had.
Yeah.
We had to scratch. Now you're all back together again.
There is the
Yes.
doting great aunt
Yes,
and the doting
you're all back
grandmother.
together again. You're going to be a dancer, huh? Stand on one toe?
Feed him first. Oh dear. Is he hungry? I mean,
Yes, he's been hungry for half an
greedy, really, aren't you?
hour. This dancing lot.
What's holding it up?
He's got his shoes on in the foot.
Here we are at Ian's, and I'm going to swing around and enjoy the beautiful view from this bedroom window. Here we are looking out over the water. The public footpath is just below us. Tide is coming in, downs in the distance. But this isn't all. There's an even more significant view from the downstairs window. Looks like Rosa Bonheur up there. But I don't believe it is. Bozdi. I'll wait for the last 15 hours in the bedroom, loft, the hall, and the bathroom at the end. From my bed. Where's the sun is coming up, or is up. It is rather bright. One of these big island explorers having some type of a meet, I believe, this week. You see the intensity of the wind from the action of the trees. Very unusual weather for August. It's raining. This is looking out over Ian's moorings, the side entrance. And I'm going to join Betty and Ian. The living room. Window. Royal Solent Yacht Club and the Yarmouth Sailing Club. Side. Doesn't use it. In the parlor. This is the magnificent view going through the three rooms. Tomatoes from the garden.
Because they were, very poor people. Right? They owned a lot of property. Yeah. But they owned quite a lot of property. And therefore it was important to sort of preserve the records. Right? And there are lots of wills and so on and your information.
And sort of continuous thing.
Marvelous job of sitting up there.
Right next to the bridge, which was very handy.
Probably a little more shelter too.
Yes, I think so. But this winter I'm going to take it out in October, I think, and put it on the bank in the boatyard.
Right.
But the mooring belongs to the boatyard right next to the bridge. There are two boatyards here, and Hales is the one that I've got that mooring from. And they take it out of the water and put it on the bank in the yard.
Right.
On it'll stand on its heels because it's built a kiln to feed sort of this on its 2 kilns. And then I should be able to work on it at my leisure. Just go down any day, spend as long as I like. Because there are a number of things that need doing, which I didn't have time to do last winter, and I did all the essential stuff.
Right.
But there's a leak on the toilet, which you wouldn't have noticed.
Yep.
There are a number of other things that need doing. The roller reefing that we used yesterday really needs stripping down and overhaul and checking and greasing and so on, putting together again. Really just as what we call preventative maintenance.
Yeah.
I didn't have a chance to do that last winter. I had the mast down and checked all that. Because that's pretty important, you know.
Oh, the one over here on the right.
It's got a monument on
Which
there.
one is that now?
The tallest
Oh,
one over
that
there.
one over there on the right.
Now you might be
Is
able
that
to
a
just
cross up there or what?
No, it's a monument. It's just a pillar.
Oh, I see.
And it's a monument to Alfred Lord Tennyson, the poet, who lived over on the island here. So you have a pipe there for every single category of water that you're likely to want. There's a pipe for hot water downstairs, another one for hot water upstairs, another one for cold water down and cold water up. Then there's the central heating, the hot water going out and the colder water coming back in.
Right. Now
So
the
that's
larger pipes are for the central heating.
That's right, yes. Yes, they are.
Marvelous job of fitting.
Yes.
Really.
So when I turn the hot water on, it should flash up.
Oh yes, I heard it come on.
See what I mean?
Oh yes, that's the gas heater.
That's it. And it does the central heating as well.
This is just like fitting on a shipboard. It's absolutely incredible. Those are the cutoffs in the line. There's the waste pipe coming down there.
One for upstairs and one for downstairs.
That's for your hot water. That's for
that's
your
for central heating.
That's for your central heating.
Yeah. Yes.
Right. One for upstairs and one for downstairs. These are thermostatic controls in the line. About 3 inches below the level of the floor here in the breakfast room, and he has planned to elevate that. Isn't that correct, Ian?
And I'll do that this coming week.
Well,
Because the
project.
carpet fitter's booked to come on Monday week, tomorrow week, to do this and the bathroom and the stairs.
Right upstairs. Still high winds on the outside. But we're safely ensconced here in the breakfast room. The sun is peering through. It appears in the distance. It's crazy weather and very unusual weather for the month of August. This is the same mill that we were able to get from the mooring on the left, and then Susan and Kevin. And these are Ian's
He
three
was the
children.
fourth.
Susan's children, and their names are, you think?
Faith, I know it's Adam, and I think the little girl is Faith.
We'll ask him later to be sure, okay? This family tree is incredible. Going back to Ebenezer, right?
Mm-hmm.
1868 and Annie Cole. It's nice to have the last names in there, I think, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So there are Pegs and Watsons, and what else do we have? Coles, Pegs, Watsons. What is that there? Marjorie?
Robson.
R-O-B?
Yes, R-O-B-S-O-N.
Right. And then,
We've got Nancy Elizabeth married Oliver Cubert Renard. Mary Diana married Herbert Henry Davis.
right.
They had Anthony.
And John married,
And see Carola with Carola Jane Dowell.
Right.
And then John Reginald married Belle Grieve.
Grieve.
Uh-huh.
Right. Then we go
And they
out
had
there.
Morgan Elizabeth.
Right.
And then we come down here, and here's Colin. See, coming back down from William Henry and Ivy.
Right.
We have Colin married Marjorie Lemon
Right.
and Dorothy East. Marjorie,
That's a nice way to do that. You
Yes.
put them both in there.
and then they had Colin and Dorothy had Jenny, who married Peter, and Claire, who married Hugh.
Is that Peter
No, Peter Tabori.
And
Hugh Lorimer.
Lorimer, right.
Okay, and Jenny and Peter have Anna. And then you come over here to Ian Francis, who married Julie Shea.
Right.
And they had Susan and Christopher William and Kevin Francis. Susan Bridget, Christopher William, and Kevin
And then
Francis.
Susan married Martin Durant
Mm-hmm.
and had Faye Louise and Adam Williams.
Right.
So did you say Faye was a grandchild?
I said Faith.
Faye. Well, it's Faye.
Yeah.
We're changing it for the record. Faye. They really don't.
All right, now if you come down this side, see, here's John Ebenezer. That was my Uncle Jack, great Uncle Jack, and he married Annie Shipman, and they had Esther, Harold. I don't remember how. Oh, he died in 1901. No wonder I don't remember.
Agnes.
And she married Bob Brumby.
Oh.
See?
Yeah.
And Isabel.
Right. And Olive.
And Olive.
Right.
And then Agnes
And we met Connie.
and Robert. We met Connie. They
Right.
had Connie, Millie, and John. We met Connie and John.
Right. Oh, and where's Millie?
I don't know.
We didn't meet Millie.
No. And see, Connie married Frank Maloney.
Right. Yeah. We
Okay.
met
And come down here, and here's Teresa.
Teresa.
Now,
We
see, I
met-
was trying
we
to
met
remember
Teresa,
and Kathy.
right, and we met David Ryan.
And
we
we
met John and Eileen.
Kathy,
Yeah.
and we met Robert.
And Robert. Right. That's neat. And then the children are down there too.
Kelly.
Kelly
And Rebecca.
And
They've got two more beyond that, though, don't they?
Right.
No, they don't. And we met John Travis,
Mm-hmm.
and we
They
met
call him Travis.
yes, and then we saw
He's
Joshua,
the
Matthew.
youngest one.
These are the redheads: Joshua,
Right.
Matthew, and Troy. And Troy was the youngest.
How about that? That's interesting, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Now, how about Isabel and and William and Ivy Mae Watson? Now, all the sisters, had names of flowers like Ivy.
Well, they're not in there because they don't apply to this.
You'd go crazy if you started doing collaterals,
You would, wouldn't you?
right?
Mm-hmm.
Even the wind. Oh.
Said, oh, it's permanent. And they went so
What we said was, we don't have people all
There is a difference. Some of them are, some of them aren't.
Yeah,
Pyramid
that's right.
selling is illegal for starts. So
yes, so they call
this
it
one
something else.
obviously
don't they?
this one isn't. No, this one isn't illegal. The difference is if you end up with a whole lot of stock which you can't get rid of, and you end up when I give it up, when I've had enough, I can sell it all back to the company anyway. So I don't lose out.
You
take
Well, that's what we expected these people to say. It was
I
over
know.
dinner, and they got
I
more
know.
and more huffy.
I
And
know.
we weren't having a go.
And you don't have to buy anything at all if you don't want to. Well, you have to buy £25 worth initially.
Why it wasn't, why
But
it wasn't.
you can just sell that or just treat it as £25 worth of jewellery you bought,
Because what we were saying is, that we've never come across anybody, they have to take part of the money out of there.
But we will be over. Or I will anyway, huh? Oh, me.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah. Oh, well, I can be able to throw all the empties over.
I just noticed our pianist over there. He played his heart out. Here's our oarsman and coxswain. Mein Frau. Ian pulling the outboard. Little 2.5 horsepower job.
Come right in.
They're on their way to the boat, and I've got the lunch. We'll have to do it.
can share. You
Yeah.
share. We
Do you fancy a cake?
Yeah, we'll have to do it when we come back.
That's right.
How late are you going to be open?
2 o'clock.
Oh my gosh. Maybe I can drag them back here right now.
That's
I'll
it.
try, huh?
That's it.
Okay? I'll give it a try.
In a way, I didn't have an apprenticeship. My father died much too young, and so it was all a very sudden kind of taking on.
So we very obviously had a very high tide. Little dinghy. Yeah, there it comes. And there. Smiling. There's the crew working.
Yes.
Off
You
where
can push
they
that one
go.
stern out. That, yeah, yeah.
Wait. What did you get? One little crab?
A big.
A big one? Where is he? I can't see him. Oh, he's in there. Can't stir him up. Where is he? He's gone to the bottom. Lay it on his side. So we drove out.
I see how that fits.
Yeah.
Good. Now they're going aboard. Easy rider. Got you. Right. I got it. Sure. Mary's going aboard.
There she is.
Huh. Do that now, huh?
No, I need that because I want to see it through. What's in there?
You made it. Easy riders do. We're having tea on board.
When everybody else comes up at the end of September, it's just me.
Mrs. Herbert Davies.
Well, I hate to tell you, but a lot of them won't come out until November or December.
Yes, well, anyway, I made mine.
That's the table. Finest. Time is up.
Take the little boats down there, and then you'll see how heavily the wind is blowing.
All of the shore, who's going ashore?
It's about, I think.
Which one's Mary's over?
Oh, you can't see it from here.
Oh,
It's
it's
right
around
behind
the
this.
corner.
Right behind this line.
That's right. It's on the other side. It's closer to the bridge. Mary wrestling with the canopy in this high wind.
I can push it up under the canopy if it's necessary.
Okay.
Is your fuel on? Can you lean
Is the
forward so
fuel
he has a
open?
little more room?
The next door neighbor to Mary Davis. You want to tell me what all we have here?
Well, they're all begonias.
All begonias. What? All these different
One or
colors.
two little things different.
Right.
We got a gloxinia,
Which one is the glass?
which is,
These here are gloxinias.
and the white one are campanula.
And campanula are the white ones that I'm on right now. And everything else?
They're begonias. Oh,
Begonias.
and these are a little bit different. These are gerbers.
Oh, they're pretty now. How do you spell that?
G-E-R, gerbera, B-E-R-A.
Gerbras.
Gerbera.
And they're native to England?
No,
What are they native to?
I don't know. They're continental of some sort.
Continental.
South Africa.
South Africa.
It's a South African
Do they
daisy.
grow wild there, or are they?
I'm not
cultivated?
sure. Possibly.
But you acquired the seeds, and you
Well, there's plenty of seeds in this country.
died for those. Gerbras,
Gerbera.
right? Well, these begonias are beautiful.
Mm.
I think they'd beat an asparagus for any time.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
And you take these and grow them all from seed?
Well, you can start with seed, but you get a tuber. Oh, there's Mrs. Bill's just going in.
Oh, that's the madam.
Yes,
How do you do?
it's the boss.
That is the boss. The lady
She's
that,
hurrying because it's wet.
the lady that must be obeyed. Right. Oh, you've got a lovely greenhouse here. What are these?
That's a gloxinia.
That's a gloxinia too, but a
Yeah.
different
Color.
color, and you can tell. I can tell by the leaf now.
Oh,
that
yeah.
you mention it. Yeah, but they're beautiful. And do you show these?
Yeah.
You do in flower shows and the like, and you've won some
Cups.
and things
Yeah.
on that.
Oh, yeah.
Does any money go with the cups?
Not a lot.
Now these red ones are begonias too, but
Yes.
they're much smaller, aren't they?
Well, you get different varieties, and if you haven't been quite clever enough to get it started and grown, then you don't get your bigger flower, you see.
Right. Do you use special fertilizer with these and that kind of thing? Or
Well, you can buy what they say is better than anything else, but you've got to hope the best.
the reason I ask this question is I guess some of these are so much larger than others.
Oh, they are.
Fancy the pink one there.
Yeah, different varieties
yeah.
have been bred, you see.
Right. We're going to be visiting a friend of my wife's who was in the Wrens with her many years ago, and she's a great flower
Yeah.
grower or a raiser.
That one is Zulu.
And I'm sure she'd be interested in seeing this film.
Yeah.
That's the Zulu. It's red.
Yeah.
I guess you call that red?
Yeah. Valley High.
Valley High, just like the song from South
That's
Pacific.
right. Yeah, that's where they got the name from,
Is that-
South Pacific.
That is so beautiful, really.
Billy Langdon is the name of that one.
Billy Langdon.
Because there's a big firm called Blackmore and Langdon. And when they got that one, they named it after one of the partners. He's dead now, but
Well,
that was about 3 or 4 years ago.
I see. He may have developed that one. Is
Oh,
that
yes.
what it was?
Blackmore and Langdon supplied most of these.
I see. And it's just as
That's Scepter.
right, it's beautiful. I'll tell you, these they say a thing of beauty is a joy forever. And,
They do.
You get a lot of satisfaction.
Yeah. There's Cineraria.
Uh-huh.
They come in the cold weather.
I see. Will you put those outside with your flower beds?
No, all these are go in the winter.
I see.
So we've got to have something to fill it up. So there is. I've got sand in there.
I see.
So when you want to put seed in early in the year. Yeah. Yeah.
Right back for a cup of tea.
Okay.
The girls have gone to the shops.
Oh, I'm glad you told me. Thank you, sir. All right. The orange and the yellow.
Yeah, all these five along here are dahlias.
Along here,
Yeah,
these with the sort of tentacles
that's right.
are how do you spell that?
Dahlia.
Oh, you know, we call them dahlias,
Yeah,
and you call them dahlias.
dahlias.
Dahlias, I see. Yeah, oh, yeah. And then the
That's
little,
The cactus type. Because they got spiky petals.
that explains that now.
So you can get 3 or 4 different types. Pom-poms and decoratives.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the cactus type.
The colors are incredible, aren't they?
They are.
What a range. Now the little white close to the ground,
Yeah, that's Allison.
that's called
Allison.
Allison, like A-L,
A-L-S-S-U-N. That is a wall there somewhere.
I see,
A-L-Y-S-U-N.
right. And these over on the right side,
All those up through the middle, that's a begonia as well.
these little ones out
Yeah,
there?
those pinky ones.
Are those right there?
Allison in front, the pinky ones are the taller ones. That's a fibrous begonia.
I see.
These are corms. They got bulbs on them, like onions.
Right. And
But
those
that's-
are begonias, but they don't get as large as these.
No,
But they're in the same family.
they're the same family.
That's fascinating, really. And did you start this years ago? I mean, or did you just grow into this?
Well, we had a garden, but I developed it. There wasn't much here before we started.
Right. I'm sure you're getting a lot of pleasure from it.
Oh, certainly.
And it's nice that your wife enjoys it too. You know,
Yeah.
because it's something you can
Well, when I got her at the kitchen sink up there, she can
make her work too. Right?
Yeah.
And do you I mean, there's so many, you enjoy the way they're displayed. Normally you don't make arrangements for funerals. I mean, you don't sell any of these to commercial greenhouses. Or...
Well, no, you see, they're a bit too big to keep it a volume.
Right. Well,
if they want to plant indoors, they want something a little bit smaller.
That's right. But it's just marvelous. I guess they're more for just the enjoyment of them while they're in bloom.
Yeah.
I don't know when I've seen display, and I've seen some, gardens at the yacht clubs and things on that order. But what they do is they get plantings, and somebody comes in at the beginning of the year and just, makes a little hole and puts them in the ground.
Oh yeah, that's for the best.
Right. But they seem to come out.
The
weather you have is conducive to.
Well, early in the year it was no moisture at all, no rain. It was dry. It wasn't very good.
And then it came round.
Well,
now you got more than you need.
We had to keep watering. Now we don't want quite so much.
Well, I picture the poor peanut farmers in Virginia. This time of year they're supposed to be out on the field harvesting the peanuts.
Yeah.
And they get all that water.
Yeah, they don't like it.
No, they don't like it. Is there a particular reason for using that type of trap in this greenhouse? Because you've got the top open out.
That's right. But they're in the weather. They want to come in, these flowers. They don't know the way out.
Do they affect the flowers, or is that just for?
Well, they do, some of them, because if you get little green flies, and you got white fly on there too, which they breed like the dickens, and they sap all the juice out of the plants. Right. So if you can keep them down,
that makes good sense.
Very beneficial.
Right, and the light is not for you to work at night, is it?
Oh yeah, I've got electric lighting bugs.
And you do work out here at night, right?
Not this time of the year, because it's light enough.
Right.
But during the winter, you usually come down.
When you have the short days, huh?
That's right.
Right. Now tell me, what are these beautiful orange flowers up here?
Well, that's still begonias. It's a big one.
Still begonias?
Oh, yes.
They've got bigger petals, it seems, than the ones on the other side.
Well, yeah, probably the different light arrangements.
I see. And then the ones next door, the white ones,
that's a begonia as well.
Begonia and the what was that, lavender?
No, the blue one in the middle, just a little lower on the top shelf.
Oh yes.
That's campanula again.
Now there's a big lavender one.
Yeah, that's gloxinia.
Gloxinia, right there, gloxinia.
Yeah.
And I move over to the right, and I see
the busy Lizzie.
Busy Lizzie.
And
is that the blue or the red?
That's the red. The blue is campanula.
The blue is the campanula, and the red is called Busy Lizzie.
Yeah.
And then as we move,
another Busy Lizzie is the white, the pinky one.
The pinky one over here to the left.
Yeah, that's Busy Lizzie again.
Busy Lizzie, and then what are these nice little 4-petal yellow center?
We're going back to begonias again.
Those are the begonias, like the begonias you have in the
same family
outside,
but a little bit different again.
Let's see. What about those bulbs you have there?
Yeah, that's for Christmas.
They look like onion bulbs.
Yeah, they're.
I know they are onions.
Hyacinths. Hyacinth tulips.
And you're all ready. And you'll have them all up. What is this white down here?
That
These white ones.
is
That's the thing, huh?
it's a hot water plant.
It's a hot water plant.
Yeah. They like tepid water when they're watering.
I see.
And you get all colours.
And if you don't use tepid water, are they affected?
They still grow. They're not. They enjoy it. Warm water.
And then the little white one down there that I'm looking at is the Acamini, only it's a white Acamini.
Yeah.
They're beautiful, really, all of them. And these are begonias too.
Yeah, but that is a trailing begonia.
Well, now that's an interesting approach.
Yeah.
Because that's the only trailing begonia you have.
Well, no.
Oh, that's a trailing begonia, right? This is a trailing
Yes, that
begonia
one
right
is the
there.
same.
I think from the same,
Yeah.
from the same cutting, I guess. Do you do these by cuttings or bulbs?
No, boy, you do a cutting and you get a bulb from it and carry on with the next year.
Well, what do we have up here now? Begonias?
Yes, still begonias.
Yes, that family is pretty big, isn't it?
Oh, it is. Yeah.
I would say. Never run out of begonias.
No, I like them.
And now you've got the blue ones, of course.
Yeah, that's a companion, the same as that one on the other side. Yeah.
And those are also outside.
This is the begonias again, but because of the weather, they sort of.
Oh, they're beautiful, aren't they? Like that. It's nice that the rain stopped. Beautiful.
And that's Ipomoea, those blue ones. They don't like the wet weather.
But these seem to be surviving well, don't they?
Yeah, but they should go at midday every day.
Do they close?
Yeah, no, they don't.
They just die.
Yeah, we had about 25 there today.
And then they bud again the next day.
Yeah, there's tomorrow's up.
Oh yes, those will be tomorrow's.
That's the one that'll come out tomorrow.
Point to the one that you said will come out tomorrow.
That's tomorrow's.
That is tomorrow's. So many die each day, and
Oh yeah, they all die, all the lot. Finish.
A whole lot.
Yeah.
Finish kaput.
Yeah.
All over. And you're raising roses too, aren't you?
Yeah, we got lots of buds up for
Right.
the next few weeks. The next 3 or 4 days, they all take their turn. By October, it'll all be finished.
By October, kaput.
Yep.
Beautiful. What are these little teeny?
Well, these,
Yeah.
as lobelia.
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 Right.
But the weather sort of.
What's it over, huh? Belia.
That's it.
Right.
Conservatory.
A conservatory. Is this a vocation or an avocation?
A vocation.
A vocation. Well, now, if this were a vocation, it would mean that you were making your living at it.
Yeah, I'm not.
Then it's your avocation, huh? In other words, it's your favorite
hobby.
former of, well, listen, it's a lot less expensive than owning a boat.
Oh, definitely. And it's on your doorstep.
Well, what is this interesting object here?
That's got some nasty spikes on it.
It has.
That's an epiphyllum.
And does
They have lovely flowers, but only once a year.
Aha.
So that's often.
I think I had a friend that had one of those one time. Since it flowered only once a year, she had a party. Everybody was invited in to watch it flower. And they don't do it right then, you know?
No.
Oh, man. That's a nice hanging vase up there.
Yeah.
I want to make a still of that. There. We got a still of that. You say that is
lead
wort. Leadwort. It's a very pretty flower. Hanging there.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
That comes out. It'll be beautiful in color.
Yeah.
You'll have to come over. You'll have to come over and see it now. You will.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Cutters are quite intense.
I'll tell Mary you have to come over and have tea and see it. And here I am doing a shot of this distinguished gentleman, and the extent of his effort is relative to his garden and the greenhouses. And I've got it on a still. Now, he's not looking at me. I got to take it off the still. There he is. I like that picture better.
Yeah.
You never know when I'm shooting, do you?
You don't know.
You can't
You
tell.
won't with it.
See? Here's what I just did. You know,
Oh, yeah, that's.
right? Isn't that nice? This is the top of the greenhouse. You know, you see so many greenhouses now that are plastic. Have you seen any of them? It's terrible. But I remember a star act of a lot of high school or junior high school kids years ago was to toss rocks that would go to the top of the greenhouse.
Oh, yeah.
No, that was sad, really. So now they just have these jobs they put up and they cover them with plastic. So you're much better off having it right in your yard where you're here to
Oh,
do that.
definitely.
You know? Right.
Yeah.
That's a lovely vase there.
Yeah.
That one right there. Did somebody in the family paint those? She did a nice job.
Christmas or something.
Now you use it as an inverted.
Well, it just lifts up a bit higher because it's sort of hanging down.
Right.
That's another companion.
These are beautiful. I had the honor of stripping some of them the other day to make a pot of runner beans. Yeah, and those are your own potatoes.
Oh, yes.
Grown right here.
Yeah. Well, across the garden. Across the other side. I'll
Nice.
grow then.
Right.
Because I've got another acreage over that side.
Oh, and you grow your own cucumbers.
Yes.
You didn't grow the long ones, the English style, that begin to curve. They're really
Well,
great.
you can, but you use it in a greenhouse, you see, to get them bigger and eat.
Do you use it?
Yeah, but these are outdoors.
I
So, yeah, I remember you coming at least once before. This is the third.
I came in and I did a video of McKinley when Mary was having it gutted.
Oh, yeah.
I just came down on just a day trip from London, and then when they started working on it, I came and I guess I was here for a couple of days, and I videoed it, and it worked out beautifully, didn't it?
Yeah.
You done a nice job with it.
Oh, yeah.
She didn't realize how much work it was going to be.
Quite a bit once you start.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
And I missed them all.
never mind, you can have a look through, go and die after you've had a meal.
Oh, that'll be good. There's my beautiful sister-in-law.
That was the sort of deal.
If
where
we may look at that beautiful, we may look at that beautiful dish. Reminds me of the mines.
Let me stir it up so you have some shrimp on the top.
Yes.
I had a cup of coffee and I had everything
That's
ready
really
for it.
delightful.
That's the neat thing about computers, you
Well, I don't know.
Yes.
That'll be in focus.
Blackberry crumble. I mean, Mary doesn't rise to anything above crumble, but you're getting blackberry crumble. Blackberries picked by Ricardo Renato.
Thank you very much.
Now,
I was delighted to do it
And there is the broccoli all cooked ready.
already.
Yeah.
Good.
In view of what we're eating, which kind of wine would everybody like?
Well, what wine is indicated by what we're eating?
I don't know, that's why I asked you lot to make it.
Okay, what's in what we're eating then?
That you brought.
Yes.
I think that's what we're on to.
Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
If not, we can
I
always
say
have
yeah.
rest.
No, there's that.
They're £11 now.
Good.
That's unbelievable.
And I paid a coat.
Honest.
What more do you want? You ready?
Right.
Have you got it on?
It's on.
Yes.
Good, Becky. Beautiful.
Squirt on and move around. But
Yes.
this is, you can put them in between your clothes.
Yes. Yes, I mean, that sort of thing.
And that's quite.
Yeah. There you are, Rick.
I'm coming.
His older daughter, and Claire, his younger daughter, Jenny's husband Peter, and Anna, who's now two and a half. This was at Anna's christening. So that's a couple of years ago. And that's Hugh. The lady in the middle is the godmother, but I don't know who she is. Don't know her. But that's just an odd one out in this small album. A military band belonged to Uncle Jeff, who died 3 years ago.
For those lead soldiers?
Lead soldiers,
Right.
that's right. And they're mounted on that plinth. And there's a case that goes over them, clips. You see the clips on the front of the plinth there. Colin has those now, but we found those in his bungalow when we were clearing everything out.
They're quite valuable.
Yes, they would be quite valuable. Yes, they're Brigade of Guards. You can tell because they're all wearing bearskins. Those bearskins are that what they call the hats.
Right.
Spelt B-E-A-R, made of bearskin.
Actual bearskin.
That's right,
The same
yes.
thing that they wear down there in London.
Well, they are. They're the same.
Same background.
Yes, Brigade of Guards, Coldstream Grenadiers, Scots and Welsh
Right.
Guards.
His father and him.
I would have been, what, about 2 years old, I suppose?
That's what it appears, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, so that would have been about 1929
Right.
that was taken.
And he didn't change too much other than getting...
No, he
bigger,
didn't.
did
He didn't.
Really?
He put on a lot of weight. He was still playing rugby in those days. Rugby football. He was...
the Irish, he was really an attractive...
Yes,
player.
indeed, yes. He was a petty officer, an engineer, petty officer in the Navy. Mother here, and her father, and two of her sisters, Iris and Violet. And Iris's husband, Tom, who died 18 months ago, and Frank, who was my father's younger brother.
He was the one
He was killed in a motorcycle
right.
accident. I think it was
Right.
1928 or 29. He was killed. He was only 21. This bottom one here again is my mother's mother, my grandmother, and two of her sisters. That's Iris again and Olive. Oh, they're two dogs. That's going back a bit.
That is going back.
Yes, yeah. I can't put a date on that. It must have been about the same period as the one at the top there. Middle 1920s, I would guess. Here, now we've got, let me just pull these up a bit if you want to stop the, Mary's and Betty's and my grandparents' golden wedding anniversary. And it was quite a year because Betty and Mary's parents here were celebrating their silver wedding, and I was celebrating my 21st birthday, all in 1948. So that's Mary, as you see, and her mother, and Dad, and there's John.
Right down front.
Yep. And then here we've got the two grandparents, and their three offspring. My father, Betty's and Mary's father, mother rather, and Jeff.
Right.
Uncle Jeff.
That's nice. Really.
Yeah, 1948. And here we've got just a few more. I don't suppose there's anybody else there that. I can pick out. Moving along from the right, there's John again. There's Uncle Jack. That's Grandpa's brother.
I met Uncle.
Did you? And then my mother, and that's Nellie Pegg, isn't it? Nellie Pegg.
Auntie Nellie, right?
Yes.
I met Auntie Nellie up in Nuneaton.
And that's Emma, who was a family friend. And that's Jeff's wife, Marjorie. Mm-hmm. There's Jeff.
Right. I met...
third from the right.
What was that town that they lived in now? Because we went up there last year. It was not too far, it seemed to me, from the wall. Am I right? It was on our way up to Hexham.
What? Where?
And we saw Uncle Jeff and Auntie Martha.
Oh no! They lived in Bicester. Oh, that was near Oxford.
Near Oxford?
Yes, quite a long way
from... Peace, weren't we?
Yeah, it's quite a long way from Hexham.
Yeah, I remember the cottage that they lived in.
And working along the back row from left to right, there's my father and me and Jeff and my brother Colin, and then Betty and Mary's dad on the end on the right.
Right.
So there we are, and that's the couple on their golden wedding day.
Right, that's a nice picture,
It is, isn't it? Yes. Yes, the old man was an ex-army man. He was a regimental sergeant major before the First War.
And he was in the India service too.
He was in the Royal Warwickshire Regiment, and they were posted to India. But when that was after he was commissioned. He rose to the rank of captain before he retired. But before that, when he was regimental sergeant major, he was in the Lancashire Fusiliers.
And he was into the communications end of it, wasn't he?
No, while he was when he was commissioned, and in India, he was involved. I don't know what his job was, but the unit was involved in making sure that part of the Indian state railways was run satisfactorily. And he was concerned with the railway operation there. But I mean, they weren't running the railways; they were an infantry battalion responsible for the security of the railway system. I don't know how old he'd have been there, but he looks to be 40?
I would say.
I suppose. Yes. And she was considerably younger than him.
Very attractive.
Yes.
So you have a lot in common. Common grandfather and common
That's right.
grandmother.
Yes,
So
indeed.
Really, I mean, it's
Yeah.
destiny.
Yes.
Right.
Now, there are just a few in this other one that might be interesting. That's the sort of historical one, although there's one
This
there.
is up to date.
This is more up to date. Yeah, that one you've seen. Mary and me when we went to visit Isabel
Can you
down in
lift that
Tunbridge Wells.
a little bit this way?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes it much easier.
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
And we went down on my motorcycle, much to Isabel's
Mary
surprise.
rode down with you
Yeah, she
on
rode
the motorcycle.
pillion. She rode pillion and thoroughly
Oh,
enjoyed it.
how
Yes.
about that?
Yeah, we had a good day out.
She's a fun girl.
These are this bit's of interest. These are friends that I was sailing with on the occasion of the Queen Mother's 90th birthday. We had a review of yachts, small boats in the Solent, about 3,000 of them, all at anchor, as you see, one or two there, lined up to give her a wave and a cheer as she steamed past in the Royal Yacht Britannia. So that
Sounds
was
like
quite
every
the
boat on the island and
just
some
about
from other
just
places.
about,
huh?
yes, just about. Well, we sailed out of Portsmouth and Mary was out from here on the other side of the Solent. And I was out with these people. Now, this chap, Ronnie Green, he's very wealthy.
Oh, up here on the top.
That was his boat we were on here. He is a very wealthy chap. He's a millionaire in his own right. He's in the building business. And made quite a lot of money. After the war, he was involved in rebuilding housing and so on in South London after the Blitzes. And there was obviously a lot of business.
Right.
Anyway, he owns this boat, which is called Robertson's Golly, and there's a better picture of it somewhere else in this album.
How many feet?
She's 38 feet overall.
Well,
38
that's 10 feet over yours.
Yes, she's a big one. 38-foot Olsen she is. And he lent this boat to Claire Francis when she sailed on the single-handed transatlantic race in 1974, I think it was. And the boat is now in Gosport. This is nothing.
Is that up top? Is that him? Or?
No. That was the fellow who took the picture isn't being included, but the four of us chartered that boat, Tudor Rose. There's nothing here. That one is in Mary's garden. This one here, you'll
right
see.
here.
Right
That's
here,
right.
Mary's
There are the
garden.
chairs.
That's right. Yes.
Where's the dinghy?
Yes, I don't know where it was. There in the garage, I think. This is quite an interesting one. It was taken a year, 18 months ago. That's my daughter Sue and her husband. He's a local doctor. And my mother. And Marjorie, my sister-in-law.
Oh, yes.
That's Colin's wife, you remember. And my two grandchildren.
And your grandchildren.
Yeah, Adam,
Right.
who is now 5, and Faye, who is 7 next week.
Hey, well, that's
Yeah,
nice.
so that was taken about a year ago. This one here is Mary and her friend Jennifer Nichols on Delight, the name of the boat. This is Delight. It's
That's the one they went
down to Dartmouth in.
Dartmouth.
Yeah,
Right.
that's right. Taken last summer, just after. No, before they left. In fact, I think that was taken.
After they returned.
Yeah, the idea of sailing all that way and a thing that size.
Yeah.
You know, not my choice. But you've got to remember, Rick, that this boat is the same design as the Nova Espero, which was sailed over. It was built by the Smith brothers. Nova Espero was, and they sailed it over from Canada to Britain. I forget how long ago, some time ago. They had no cabin on top, as this has. Their only protection was their dinghy, which was upturned inside the boat, and they slept under that. But they sailed across the Atlantic in a boat that
So that
size.
was a pretty seaworthy.
Oh, they're a very good seaboat. Very good seaboat, but there's not a lot of room in them.
Oh, you can say that again.
Yeah, that's Mary's boat.
Well, there's Easy Rider.
Easy Rider, yes.
Mary's yacht, huh?
Yeah, well, motor cruiser. We
Motor
call it.
cruiser.
Yeah. These are just friends of mine. Nothing particularly significant there. Good picture of Mary. That was taken at Oxted, where I used to live, on the patio in front of the house. Must be 18 months, 2 years ago now. 18 months, certainly. Just some more friends.
Some friends.
Yeah. Now here is Anthony and Carola This was taken last year in August, just after Anthony broke his knee. Remember, he fell playing tennis.
Right. I saw
That's
it.
taken in Richmond Park. We went for a picnic there one day, and again, Mary and I went on the motorcycle.
You've taken several journeys on a motorcycle.
Oh yes, he was
I
quite a bit.
recognize Colin. And
That's my brother Colin.
Ivy,
And my mother.
your
And that's Colin's daughter Jenny,
Oh,
and her daughter Anna. So that's Colin's granddaughter.
right.
But that was taken about a year, 18 months ago, because Anna is now 2.5. This is just some friends here.
Right.
Now this is Chris in the cockpit of his boat.
That's up top here.
That's right.
Chris
And
is the one that came
is
to
his.
visit us.
That's right. Yeah. And this is his
This is a
boat.
boat. Oh, yeah, a nice boat.
It's a limbo, 22 feet overall. That was just after he bought it. It's a racing keelboat, as you can see. And that's Kevin, his younger brother, up in the cockpit. Not a very good shot of Kevin because he's got his back to the camera. But that's not a bad one of Chris. Proudly surveying his new acquisition.
Right.
Yeah.
Understandably.
Oh yes. Yeah, you're very. Oh, that's all on that side. This one, a very good shot of Faye and Adam, my grandchildren, but that was taken about a year ago. As I said just now, Faye is now just 7 and Adam's 5, so that was taken last year. But it's a good photo, that.
It is nice.
Yeah. What else have we got? Oh, there's Martin with Adam.
Now, Martin is your son-in-law.
Son-in-law, that's right, yes.
He has the surgery.
That's it, yes.
Now, what town is that in now?
He has a practice in a little village called Kelsall, 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 which is near Chester.
Near Chester. Oh, it's up in northern.
It's in Cheshire.
Yeah.
About halfway up the country,
Right.
up towards Liverpool.
Oh.
Yeah, and they live in Tarporley, which is 3 miles from Kelsall. Yeah. This was the occasion of my mother's 90th birthday. You probably got some of this already.
I think I got some of that.
There
But
she
not
is.
as complete a picture.
Yeah, there she is cutting her cake
Right.
for the buffet. And here we've got Martin again. And my aunt, that's my mother's sister, Iris. Those 2 youngsters there, I forget their names because it's silly with relations. Sometimes you don't see people for ages, but they are the children of my my cousin David and his wife Elva, and they in turn are the children of my Aunt Olive, which comes on another photograph. I don't know where she is. That's her daughter Anne. That's Colin, my brother, taking the photographs there.
And that is in the kitchen at
That's
Collins
in the kitchen.
because I
At
recognize the
Hexham, that's
clock.
right. At Hexham, that's right. Yeah, not a bad photo.
No, it's a nice photograph. A nice family group.
There's my
There's
mother
your
again
mother.
with Olive, the lady I was referring to just now. That's how